Today I'm going to show you how to cut up some pineapples. We love fresh pineapples. They're really easy to cut up and so much less expensive if you buy them and cut them up yourself. The other thing that's great about it is there's parts on the inside of the pineapple that you can use in smoothies that you wouldn't necessarily get if you buy it cut up. So I'm going to start with two different pineapples. You can see here as a pineapple starts to ripen, what I look for is that it gets this nice yellowish hue about it. You can buy them pretty green. You can see down in here how green it is, and let them ripen on your counter, which is what I've done to these. This one is a little bit brown, and my guess is it's going to be, I probably let it sit too long and it's going to be a little bit overripe. That's okay if that happens. They're great for freezing and adding to your smoothies. But I'm going to go ahead and put this one aside, and I'm going to cut up the one that is probably in the condition that I would most use it. Now, some people don't know how to tell if a pineapple is ripe. This is the color a pineapple will be if it's ripe. This is the color it will be if it's overripe. Now, some people say if you grab the leaves and pull them out, that's how you tell. Well, I'm sorry, this pineapple is overripe and the leaves aren't coming out. I don't really think that's a great test for how a pineapple is, if it's ripe enough or not. So, I'm going to go ahead and set the one that's a little bit overripe away, and we're going to start with the one that I think is just perfect for eating right now. Alright, first thing you want to do is you probably want to rinse it. I've gone ahead and rinsed these, so I'm going to go ahead now and show you how to cut it off. I've tried fancy gadgets. The best thing is a knife. I love this knife. I use this knife probably more than any other tool in my kitchen. First thing you're going to do is you're going to get a good handle on the pineapple, and you're going to take your knife. Now, little trick, I love to hold my knife like this. It gives me more leverage in the kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the bottom. Then I just flip this around, and I'm going to cut off the top. Now, if you live in a tropical climate like we do here in Florida, you could take this and plant it and grow another pineapple plant. I've got enough of those. Alright, guess what? Now I have a nice firm base to work with the pineapple. Take my knife, and I'm going to cut down the middle. Then I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to cut down the middle again. Now, I can do it again, and I find this is a little bit easier in the next step if I go ahead and cut it into smaller wedges. So I'm going to show you how I do it most of the time. Okay, now I have my pineapple in nice wedges. If you can see, the very center of the pineapple is what we would consider inedible. It just is inedible because you can't chew it enough to want to swallow it down. So we're going to trim out the edge here, and then we're going to trim off this outer peel. Now I'm going to switch knives. This thin knife, and people may use it for meat boning or different things. I love to use it when I'm cutting up pineapple. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this section out. Again, this is a little bit chewable, but it's edible. I freeze them, and we put them in our smoothies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all these out. Okay, I've taken out all of the centers. Here they are here. I'm just going to give them a quick chop, and now they're going to go in a baggie for our smoothies for later on. Waste not, want not. Okay, now what I need to do is strip all of this skin off by using a little knife like this. It's thin, it's easy, and it does help if it's sharp. I'm going to go ahead and just cut about halfway. You see here how I split it. Now I'm going to flip it over and come back and do the same thing. Now I've got my skin. That's garbage, just take. And now I've got my nice pineapple chunks. For those of you who need to see it again, see how I separated it? Flip it over. Do it again. Nice edible chunks. If my kids were here, I'd have to get them to keep their fingers out of it because they can't wait to eat fresh pineapple. I'm amazed at the number of children who don't eat fresh pineapple. Never tasted it. In our house, this is the only way to eat pineapple. I know if I go to some grocery stores, having a pineapple, buying it already cut up but fresh, I'll spend about $5 on a pineapple getting it that way. And I don't feel like I get all of the meat out of it. When I cut up my own pineapple, I bought this on sale for $1.49. There you go. Just saved myself $3.50 and have great pineapple to eat. All cut up, put into a nice serving dish, and it's very elegant to put on the table to have with your meals. And we like it just this way. We also love it with fried rice. You could try it on one of your fresh-made pizzas as a great topping for it. Sometimes when we do a stir-fried vegetable dish, we'll add a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I'll have pineapple on the sides. My husband and I will eat it all mixed in. My kids will eat it separate. They don't like their foods mixed quite as much as I do. But it's a great side dish, and it's easy to cut up. Very, very high in nutrients, low in calories, not processed, natural, fresh, and ready to go.